Hi Aries, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your, it's not a weekly reading this week. I did Pisces first, so I've recorded them, but I found that, because I'm doing a different spread, so the spread this week is the Gypsy Tarot. Doing it in a slightly different way where we're just kind of meshing the story into one, or the cards into one really. We're looking at the different areas, but we're always coming back to one particular card, which is in the mental and emotional areas, the first card, because that's what's on your mind, so that's the subject matter. So we look at the very first card in the first column as being the subject matter, and then we kind of take everything back to that card there. And I found that you doing this with Pisces, it just felt like it was just too much to look at just for 1 week. So I'm spanning it over between the 18th of March through to the 18th of April, kind of like a full 4-week reading that we're looking at here, okay? So for any of you guys that don't know what the Gypsy Tarot spread is, we look at 7 areas. Mental and emotional area, column 1. Personal situation, column 2. Hopes and wishes, column 3. Expectations, column 4. Column 5 is what you can't see coming in. That's completely out of your control. Column 6 should be around the 10th of April. Energy starting to come in then. And column 7 will be what the overall outcome will be as a result of that 6th column. Okay? Right, let's get started, guys. Oh, before I start, to tell you what cards I'm using this week. Everyday Enchantment Trim Deck. The Gothic Tarot, Gothic Bohemian mini deck for clarifiers if we need them. Haven't needed them so far. And finally, the Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck for your spiritual advice for the next 4 weeks. Okay, here we go. Okay then Aries, let's have a look at the reading then. So what's going on around the mental and emotional? Remember that this area here is going to be the situation really, because this is what's going on around, you know, this is what's on the mind. So what's going on around the mental? What's this all about, the mental and emotional? So, you know, the Five of Cups is about loss. Okay, so we've got, perhaps some of you guys are thinking about something you've lost. There's a situation in which you've lost something. Five of Cups, there's regrets with the Five of Cups energy. I'm not going to use the old adage of, you know, crying over spilt milk, but it is, I guess, a card about that. It is about losing something that you were very close to, or, you know, losing something that you loved. It's not always love with the Five of Cups. I mean, the Cups really are just about the emotions. They're about how we feel. And so the Five of Cups is about feeling really sad and feeling down and feeling depressed and feeling just, you know, quite sad and miserable and moody and that type of thing. So this is something that you lost probably with the Five of Cups energy. How are you feeling about this mentally and emotionally? This could also be about having to give something up. The Knight of Coins. I think that you're quite pragmatic and quite practical. To me, this would suggest that you're just kind of mentally and emotionally, you're getting through it. This is what it would say. I think some of you guys lost something here, and I think it probably meant a lot to you with the Five of Cups. And I feel that mentally and emotionally, it's not that you're over it, it's with the Knight of Coins energy. You're being very kind of practical and grounded and sensible about all of this stuff with that Knight of Coins, and you're kind of saying, you know, I'm going to work through this. So this is all about mentally and emotionally. I think that you're working through whatever that Five of Cups is. And what's the reason for that? Because of the Emperor energy, this is all about getting yourself back into a place of control. And actually, Aries, that's your card, isn't it? The Emperor is an Aries person, so this is your major arcana. So this is all about you guys getting yourself back into a place of control, getting yourself back into a place of feeling, you know, feeling strong and feeling powerful again with the Knight of Coins energy show, so with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. And that's the thing with the Emperor energy. He never wants to be vulnerable. And I think that some of you guys, you've been vulnerable with the Five of Cups energy. You've been upset. You've been hurt. You've been really, you know, depressed and upset. But you're saying, you know what, actually, I'm going to work through this. I am going to get through this. And you'll do whatever it takes, I think. In the mental and emotional, you'll do whatever it takes. Whether it's going to the gym. I don't know how many of you guys certainly I'm in England, and we haven't had, amidst the coronavirus stuff, any lockdown on gyms yet, but it's a matter of time. We are having large gatherings. I think they're doing that in the USA and other countries as well. But anything that you can do with the Knight of Coins energy, now whether that's about delving yourself into work, for example, just delving yourself into work to get over this, or whether this is going to the gym, or whether this is going for a run, or, you know, whether this is cooking your favourite meals, or just focusing on something practical to get you through this, because with the Emperor energy, this is all about the restoration of power. This is all about restoring your power and restoring control of the self, because your Emperor card is the Emperor is your major arcana, so that's you. And also because I think that you're quite a formidable character as well, Aries, and you don't really want to stay down for too long. Let's have a look at what the personal situation is around the next 4 weeks, sorry. So the situation is about the Page of Cups. Could be a child, could be a relationship, could be somebody new, could be somebody younger with the Page of Cups energy showing here. What are you experiencing around that Page of Cups energy? I feel that you've been struggling with that. I don't think it's a child. I think it's someone new. This could be new love, for example. Or definitely with the Page of Cups energy, it's about something new and something fresh. But also it could be somebody who's quite childish. I don't think it's a child. I think it's either something new, quite fresh. But I think that, you know, more than anything, this might be somebody who's quite childish as well. Maybe there's somebody quite immature with that Page of Cups. But I think that you've been enduring this with that. You know, the Page of Cups in and of itself is not a bad card, but it can come along with the connotations of somebody who can be overly sensitive with the Page of Cups, but also somebody who can be a bit of a child, a bit stupid, a bit, you know, just a bit childish and doesn't understand how to kind of being anything in a mature way. So this might be somebody who's been quite childish, for example, and you've been experiencing the sense of having to endure whatever that Page of Cups is, or whoever that Page of Cups is. And what's the reason for that? Because you care about them, the King of Cups. I think you had great love for this person. I think it's a love thing. Because we've got the King of Cups here. I think it's because you really loved them. You've endured them. You've put up with all their childishness, all of their immaturity with the Page of Cups. Because I think that you really loved them, Aries, with that King of Cups. I think you had a great deal of love for this person. All right, that's what's been happening. But I think that mentally and emotionally right now, this is about you giving up on this individual. So I think this is you guys giving up on them. And mentally and emotionally, you're saying around this energy, how are you feeling about that? You're feeling the night. I don't think that you're resistant at all. I think that you're saying, you know, I'm working through things, because this is all about how I get myself on top after the fall. How do I restore balance? How do I restore some form of... And also with the Emperor, he's the kind of card that puts boundaries on himself, because you're needing to protect yourself as that Emperor. So also, this is about you giving up on this page. Whoever this page is, I think they've been kind of very, very childish. You've endured. It could be a child as well for some of you guys. It could be. Maybe you're having to kick a kid out or something like that. Whoever it is, a kid, woman, man, whatever the childish aspect is of this person, some of you guys are kind of like, I have to do this. But, you know, mentally and emotionally, if I have to give this person up, it's hurtful, but mentally and emotionally, I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to work towards doing this. So for some of you guys, this might be a gradual thing that you're doing, because this is making sure that you're protecting yourself more than anything, and you don't get kind of hurt in the crossfire too much. What are your hopes and wishes? Well, the situation is all about anxiety, fear, hurt, you know, sadness, Nine of Swords, crying, depression, whatever you want to call it with that Nine of Swords. Well, what is your hope around that? Because this is what you're going to endure, is this Nine of Swords energy. This is what you guys are going to be feeling. So I'll just turn that lamp down a bit too much. That's what you're going to be feeling, is the Nine of Swords. And you already kind of anticipate that. You're saying to yourself, you know, the Nine of Swords, you know, I know that this is going to be really hard. But you say to yourself, I would hope around this energy here that the Five of Coins energy, probably you would hope that it would be little, the Five of Coins energy, because the Five of Coins is little. It's a little bit, if that makes any sense. It's the lacking card, all right? Again, if you look at these people, they're on the outside. They're not on the in, so they haven't got the little bit of money there. They haven't got the kind of... I mean, she's won something. It's an interesting concept, I always think, for this particular Five of Coins. It's my favourite deck to use, but it's a very interesting concept. I would say that around this energy of upset and fear and anxiety, you would say, well, I would hope that this would be very little with this Five of Coins energy. And the reason for that is because the Sun, well, yeah. So this isn't read in a negative tense now. This is read in a positive way. I hope that this would be very little that I would suffer, because this is suffering. So the situation around your hopes and desires is about suffering. You say, well, I hope that I would suffer very little because the Sun, because I need to overcome this. I need tomorrow to be a better day. I need to overcome this in a really good amount of time with this Sun energy showing here. You don't want to suffer too much. And also I think you don't want the person to suffer too much as well with that Page of Cups. What are you expecting though? Let's have a look. Well, the situation is all about the Hierophant. So the Hierophant can be learning a lesson. The Hierophant can be guidance with this Hierophant energy showing you. The Hierophant can be somebody who has to take the higher ground. The Hierophant can be somebody who has to lead a situation. What are you expecting? This can also be marriage and commitment. What are you expecting concerning that Hierophant? You're expecting the Ace of Cups. Healing. So guidance. So the situation is, in your expectations, if I get some guidance, like good, true, honest guidance here, and I expect to heal. The Ace of Cups is healing. What's the reason for that? Because the Knight of Wands energy here. I think probably because there's a lot of anger involved in the situation with the Knight of Wands energy showing here. It could be some of you guys are looking to do this rather swiftly as well with that Knight of Wands, very, very quickly. Maybe make a quick exit. It's interesting, I'm just looking at this. Around your expectations, well, it's about the Hierophant. So there's somebody here who's guiding you, counselling you. You would expect to heal as a result of, probably heal a lot quicker as a result of guidance and help and support through the Hierophant energy there because of the Knight of Wands energy. I think there's anger with you. I think that you're feeling quite angry and you would hope to heal that. Remember, the water on fire doubts fire. This is anger and frustration as well, the Knight of Wands. It can be real anger. And I get the indication here, Aries, that this is about your anger. You don't want to have to do this. That's the thing. That's why you say to yourself, mentally and emotionally, I'm working through this loss, Five of Cups energy, because I'm a soldier. Emperor. Emperor is actually the governor of the soldiers. You know, this is somebody who's in charge of a soldier, you know. This is somebody who sets the example. This is somebody who's strong because you're strong, the Emperor energy. Because you're a strong, and that's the thing with you. You're kind of, all the way so far through the reading, Aries, what I'm getting here is that it's not that you feel that you need to set the example, it's because you think of yourself as being kind of the general, the Emperor. You see yourself as not just a soldier. You're not any old person. You're not somebody who's going to go down. You know, you're not expecting to. You don't want to. But underneath everything, you are looking for that supportive network that's going to help you not to go down, because you're just trying not to go down. That's the thing with this reading, Aries. You're trying your hardest not to break down. It's there. You can see it. You can feel it in the reading. You can see it. You feel the underlying feeling of kind of like, I'm going down. I'm going to break down, but I can't because the structure of the Emperor won't let you. And you've got the Hierophant as guidance. These two are brothers in the tarot, really. This is all about the social structure. Alright, this is kind of like about the national structure. This is, the Hierophant is usually the government, and the Emperor is usually kind of like the, you know, the local councils and things like that. So if you thought about it as kind of the hierarchy, and then underneath that comes your Emperor, you know. So this is you guys saying, I'm a general here. I'm a general here, but I need maybe, you know, some form of a bigger network here. Maybe this is friends or families or something to guide me so that I can heal. I expect if I have the Hierophant, maybe this is your father, maybe this is your mother, even though this is masculine energy, but this is guidance. This can be prayer. I expect if I have this supportive structure here of whoever this is, friends, family, whatever, to help me, to guide me through this, I expect to heal quicker, because with the Knight of Wands energy, I'm angry. I'm kind of a little bit feeling like, my control isn't quite there. You're trying to control everything because you're saying, you know what, I'm going through some heartbreak here. Oh man, I have to give this person up. They're childish. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And you're kind of like, with the Knight of Wands, but you know what, I'm going to work through this. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through it. I'm just going to work. I'm just going to work through this. I'm just going to, because that's what you're doing. But every step of the way, you're trying to kind of mask something that is about to break down. If you don't, but it's almost like you say, if I don't just focus on kind of other things, I will break. And that is fair enough. It happens to the best of us. What can't you see coming in though, Aries? Let's have a look. See the Ten of Swords. So the situation with the Ten of Swords is an interesting one. Because Ten of Swords is, you know, and it's less and less I find in a lot of readings that Ten of Swords is used as the backstabber card. It can be a backstabber card, but it's not always. This is a card, if you look at this person here, they're kind of like, they're not fighting back. They're just not. They're just not. The Ten of Swords can be about hurting someone quite deeply. It can be about getting hurt quite deeply. But it can also be about having to accept, self-acceptance. When there's nothing you can do about something, you just kind of like, so for the grace of God go I. That's it. I accept it. Let's have a look at what you expect concerning that, to let us know what that might be. Sorry, what's coming in around that Ten of Swords, what you can't see. The Two of Cups. So I see a conversation between you and this person. Because I think the situation is with a great deal of hurt here with the Ten of Swords. I'm not saying there's an argument, but I feel that the situation is about acceptance. And what you can't see, I think that you accept maybe with this Ten of Swords. It can be read two ways. This situation could be about great hurt. All right? Maybe when you know, because I see you getting rid of someone here, Aries, not the other way around. I think you've had enough. And what I'm seeing here is some of you guys, the situation around the hidden aspects is all about the Ten of Swords. So this is great hurt. But what I'm seeing around this hurt is a discussion here. So maybe that Ten of Swords is hurt. Maybe the hurt is concerning whatever that Page of Cups is doing. Because you're the one that's having to endure this childishness, this immaturity, because you love them. King of Cups. And the thing is, you've got unconditional love. That's the thing with the King of Cups. He's an unconditional lover. He will love someone regardless of whatever they do. Right? So you've got a lot of love for this individual here, Aries. You really, this love that you feel for them, I believe, goes absolutely deeper than anything else. It's not a superficial love. You genuinely care about them. But there is something in their behaviour that you're kind of like, I can't deal with this. And that's why you are trying to be a soldier, a general. You're trying to kind of like say, no, I'm going to work through it. I'm going to work through this hurt because I'm a general. Blah, 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 blah. But there's a point that you're coming to now where you're saying, especially in this area here where your hopes and desires are, that you say, you know what, the situation is all about Nine of Swords energy. So it's all about pain. But I would hope that this would be very little with the Five of Coins energy, because I know that maybe some good can come out of this. So you're hoping that you won't endure the pain for too long. So there is a hope that you're not going to endure the pain for too long with the Five of Coins. You say, because I know that some good can come out of this. I'm looking forward to a fresh start. Even though you don't want to make it. Because sometimes love is not enough. And what you feel for this person, I think, Aries, is great love. But it's just too much to endure. However, what you can't see is that there's going to be a discussion that takes place. What's the reason for that discussion? The Page of Coins energy. Because of the Page of Coins. Could be something to do with money. Could be something to do with a child. Because the Page of Coins is a kid. Children. A child. Could be something to do with money. Something to do with a child. Could also be something to do with somebody still being invested. And needing to try and, you know, talk about what's been learnt, this, that and the other. But I think, you know, it could be any one of those things. So let's have a look at, by April 10th, where could we stand on this situation? Let's have a look then, Aries. So Three of Coins. Situation is progress, development, working together, the Three of Pentacles. What is it you'd expect around that? What's coming in around that? The Seven of Cups in the reverse. I think that something is, you're going to realise something here, the Seven of Cups, because there's some reality check coming in concerning this. So this is about you and this person working together. That Three of Coins energy showing here. But what you're going to experience is the Seven of Cups energy. Something is coming into reality here with the Seven of Cups energy. Something's becoming very real here. There's a realisation. There's a truth coming out. What's the reason for that? What's this about? The Wheel of Fortune energy showing there. I think the realisation is that this situation is just going to go round in circles. There'll be times when this person will change and then they'll go back, because that's the Wheel of Fortune energy, Aries. What happens with that card is 1 minute. So this person may say to you, Aries, yeah, I'll change. This is where the discussion may come in. I think this Ten of Swords is this page. I think some of you guys say, no, this is it. I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I really love you very madly, deeply. Of course I do. King of Cups is that. I love you. But there's only that, even my limits are tested. Of course I love you unconditionally, but I don't love you stupidly. That's the thing. And there's something that this person is doing that is testing your limits, I think. Because this is testing the limits, the Nine of Wands. There's something that this person does, Aries, that tests your limits. And you're kind of like, that's it, I just cannot do this anymore. I can't. And that's why in this area here, Aries, what's going on is This is you and this person. The situation is you and this person coming together to talk, to try and, you know, make some progress together. But quickly you realise what you experience is a realisation with the Seven of Cups energy reverse, that this situation is just a cyclical one. This person will say, okay, I'll change. But then the next minute they'll go back and they'll revert to whatever that Page of Cups is. So you realise that you're onto a no-brainer, you know, no winner here. Because this is going to be this is just going to go around in circles, the Wheel of Fortune. It's not going to change. It'll change for a little bit because that's the wheel. The wheel changes from one thing to the other. It's a cyclical thing. You know, it's the kind of thing that you just never get off it. Some readers explain that card as being the ending of the cycle. I don't. I think that the cycle might end for a bit, but then it's going to start up again. So that's why it can easily be seen as something that goes around in circles. I think you just, you realise, Seven of Cups reverse, that this is just going to continue in circles. What is the overall outcome then from this? What do you do? What happens? Let's have a look. The Two of Wands is reversed. So standstill for me with the Two of Wands. It's an interesting one with the Two of Wands in the reverse. In the upright, it can be facing a choice. It can be also being at a standstill though, but also being taking charge. This can also be a card that says that we are not in charge. Let's have a look at what you're experiencing overall concerning that Two of Wands in the reverse. This is what's the word I was looking for? Oh, I can't remember with that Two of Wands. Overall, there's a change here. There's movement. So overall outcome around that Two of Wands energy in the reverse, there's movement with the Eight of Wands advancement. What is the reason for that advancement here? Oh, love. So love is growing here. That's interesting. There is an advancement here. The Eight of Wands, because of the Empress, this is love and nurturing. Movement and an advancement of love and nurturing. So the situation is the Two of Wands in the reverse. I would read that probably as stasis with the Two of Wands. Let me just get my reversal book out on that Two of Wands reversed actually. Sometimes there are certain cards for a tarot that you're like, okay, let me think about that one there. Let's have a look at this Two of Wands in the reverse. Let's have a look. Pensive, going in the wrong direction, get a grip, switching careers, confused identity. Can't see the forest for the trees, absence of thought, and yeah, because the Two of Wands, you know, you're looking ahead, it's a vision, but with the Two of Wands in the reverse, it's like there's no vision, or you can't see, literally can't see ahead. And the overall outcome around that is that, see, you can't see ahead though with that, and I'm probably going to clarify that as well. First time I've used clarifier on this reading since I've been doing them today. But the overall outcome around that is the Eight of Wands energy. So as a result of that, we see a change though, where you've got the Empress. I don't know what's going on here with this Two of Wands, because this can be a dissolution of a partnership, it's a situation as well. I'm going to clarify that Two of Wands and just see. Let me just put my book down there. I was using the Tarot in the Reverse book, by the way, guys. If you want to pick that up, it's very good. Really good book to look at if you get stuck on a card. And I'm stuck on that because these two cards kind of speak something different. So you're either doing something different for yourself or you're ignoring whatever that is. So we need to have a look at what it means by Two of Wands reversed. Universe Spirit, in two cards, what do you mean by the Two of Wands in the reverse? In two cards, what do you mean by the Two of Wands in the reverse? It means three. So we had a Three of Coins there and now we've got it again. Three of Coins. So this is people who are working together. Three of Coins. The Six of Wands. Working together to overcome, I think, the situation. Because sixes represent progress and overcoming. So I think that you're working towards overcoming this thing. Because remember, the Six of Wands comes after the Five. Showing here. So that Two of Wands in the reverse means no movement. Because the Two of Wands in the upright is about movement. Even though it's very slow movement, it is nevertheless movement. So for me, this is probably movement here. Working together to overcome problems. Six of Wands energy. In which we see an advancement. What's the reason for that? Because there's a lot more. So actually, I think it ends very well. I think it ends very well. There is a... I mean, despite whatever it is that you see here, Aries, you still go ahead with it here. I see the Two of Wands in the reverse as being no movement then. No movement. Lack of foresight as well. There's lack of foresight, unfortunately. So the situation is lack of foresight. You decide, in other words, to work together on overcoming this. And we see the overall outcome being advancement in nurturing. So whose nurturing is that? Is this both of you nurturing the relationship, or is this you ramping up the nurturing? Because this can be ramping stuff up. When you get the Eight of Wands, it's like, you know, a shift, like moving into like this huge kind of upscale is the Eight of Wands. And then you've got the nurturing of the Empress. So are you kind of being more loving to this person? Do you see what I mean? Which one is it? Is it going to be that you do this together, or is it you trying to make this person still into something that you want? Because you already know here that this is not really going to work. That's the only thing I would say on this Aries when I look at this reading. I think you already see that this doesn't work. I don't think it does. Because, let's go back to the reading very quickly before we finish. You've got a Five of Cups here. Now that's sadness and that's disappointment and that's having to give someone up. It's knowing that something's over and feeling really sad that it is. But mentally and emotionally you say, I'm going to get through this. Knight of Coins energy. I'm going to focus on my work. I'm going to, you know, just focus on my hobbies, whatever it is. I'm going to use practical resources to overcome a very emotional problem, because I'm a soldier and I need to kind of, you know, work through things, because, you know, maybe I've got responsibilities to my children, maybe I've got responsibilities to different people, and I can't allow myself to fall apart because of all those things being the Emperor. Around your personal situation, therefore, it's about a younger person or a person who's quite immature, I think. I don't think it's a child. I think it's somebody romantic, but they're immature or they're younger than you, one of the two. And I think that you've been enduring a lot of their immaturity because you love them on a very, very deep level, that King of Cups. It's not a superficial love. You genuinely love them, Aries. And you would hope, well, you know, if I have to go through something painful with this person, I would hope that it would be of very little duration here, because, you know, the Sun energy, I'm hoping that, you know, I overcome this and things look better ahead. I expect that getting guidance and support with the Hierophant from family and friends will help me to heal because of the Knight of Wands energy, because maybe this is something that I'm going to do that's going to be fairly swift, or maybe this is something that I'm going to do that makes me feel very angry and restless, possibly because you're very restless about it. Now, what you can't see coming in is that I think that this Ten of Swords person is this Page, and I think this person will say to you, don't leave, please don't abandon me, don't leave me, blah, blah. And I think that what you can't see coming in is you'll have a conversation around this, because it'll either be maybe the Page of Coins energy. It might be that this person needs your help. Could be that one of several things. Maybe there's a child involved in the situation. Maybe the Page of Coins energy, this is about this person becoming more responsible as that Page of Coins. Or maybe they need your help. Maybe they need your financial help for some of you guys. Maybe that's why they don't want whatever. Or maybe they still want to kind of try and build this thing. So by around April the 10th, what I'm seeing here is the situation about you guys working together to progress this relationship. But I think that around this, what very quickly becomes obvious is that you're having this reality check. You know, you're suddenly kind of waking up with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, that this is kind of like, and it'll be here. It'll be where this person said, please don't leave. You're having this chat. This person is saying to you, please don't leave. Please don't leave. You're really hurting me. You know, I still need your help. I still need you there, whatever the case is. The children, whatever it is, they don't want you to leave. But what you quickly realise when they say this and you start trying to work on something with this person, what you quickly realise with that Seven of Cups in the reverse is that they revert to type. So they say one thing that they're going to change and that things will be different, but then they revert to type with that wheel and they just go back to doing the same old thing that they did before. And therefore the overall outcome will be for you guys, you can't see the wood for the trees. It's true. Two of Wands reverse. You're not seeing the wood for the trees in the overall outcome. That's the situation, Aries. Because you're working with this person to try and overcome problems. And what we're seeing as a result of that is a ramping up of nurturing. I think that this is you doing the ramping up of the nurturing. Because I think that in these areas here, the clue is that they say, please don't leave. It's either for money situation, children, whatever it is. But they're using something that we don't get a Seven of Swords here, but we don't need one, because my intuition tells me that they use your kind heart, the King of Cups. They use your love for them with the King of Cups energy to their advantage, Aries. That's what I think happens. I think they use it to their advantage. And what they tend to do is they tend to say, please, please don't leave. But they're pleading with you because they know that you love them on a very deep level. But the problem is that you realise with that Seven of Cups in the reverse, this is never going to end. But yet you still do this. So it must be that you're not seeing the wood for the trees, Two of Wands in the reverse. It's got to be that, because you're working to try and overcome Six of Wands energy, the problem. But the problem is that it's you. You're ramping up the caring and the nurturing and the love, because the Eight of Wands is ramping things up. It's going up. It's ramping things up. You're ramping all of this up because you think that if you ramp the love and the care up, knowing how much they need you, they come. This is why they show as a child, because they're not only immature in the way that they are at times, Aries, the universe sees them also as somebody who appears to be quite childish too. And I think that what happens here is that this is why you're being depicted, Aries. And I think that Empress is actually, what is it? I think it's Aries, isn't it? Is it an Aries card? I know it's Libra and, no, yeah, it's Libra. No, sorry, it's not Aries. It's Libra and Taurus, isn't it? I think the Empress, yeah, it is. So it's not an Aries card, but you're certainly seeing, you're certainly showing as the mom, you're ramping up all of the love and the care for this individual here, because you think that by them coming to you and saying, oh, please, it's all here. Please don't do this. Please don't do that. You think, oh, they need me more. So you become more loving, more motherly, more this, more the other. I think that you need to really look at that reality check because you're ignoring it. That's what I would say. It just feels like you're ignoring something here, Aries, over the next few weeks. And I think the universe is saying that you really need to look at what's staring in your face, because that Seven of Cups in the reverse is staring you in the face. And I'm actually going to clarify, what is it that's staring Aries in the face about this person and the whole situation? What is it that's staring Aries in the face about this person and the whole situation in two cards? The Eight of Swords. Trapped is the Eight of Swords. You're trapped by your desire. I think that your desire, the Nine of Cups energy. And the Eight of Swords means trap. I think that you're held hostage, because the Eight of Swords is somebody who is held hostage by themselves, by their own thoughts. So I think that you're held hostage to your desire for them. I think that's what's staring you in the face. And this is going to be an ongoing thing with this individual, because it quickly becomes clear, Seven of Cups, that this is going to be an ongoing situation. So what is it? That you are very much held hostage to your desire with the Nine of Cups with this individual. I mean, it's love. You love them on a very deep level. But this love that you feel for this person, Aries, I think is a very, very, very strong love. It almost, we should have a devil in here, because this is a love that is not your standard love. Which is why you find it so difficult to tear yourself away from them. It's not the type of love that is it's not a normal love. It's almost like it's a, I wouldn't say that it's a twin flame. I mean, it could be a twin flame, but the trouble is you've got them there. That's the thing. So usually if you've got your twin flame there, it should actually work. If you have the chance to be with your twin flame, which is what makes twin flame relationships so difficult to actually get hold of, is because they're sent to teach you something. But if you both learn and you both understand why you've been kind of sent in each other's way, it can be the most amazing relationship. This might be a twin flame relationship of sorts, but it feels like it's the wrong relationship. You're on one level, but you've got somebody who effectively acts like a child or is a child on the other. Somebody who's much younger than you, or they act much younger than you, or they don't have the concept, or they haven't grasped the concept of what it is to be an adult in a relationship. That's what I think that you've got here. And you guys, if it resonates with you, Aries, I'm getting you ramping up all of that nurturing so that you can, because what they're doing is they understand that you are the nurturer in the relationship. They understand that you are the runner. Sorry, the chaser in the relationship, and they are the runner. They understand all of that. So this person is a highly manipulative. We don't have a Five of Swords in it, but we don't need one. We don't have a Seven of Swords in this reading, but we don't need one. We don't have a devil in the relationship reading, but we don't need one, because we can see, we can pull out all of those energies in the reading when we do it. And what we can see here clearly, Aries, is that you've got a very, very skilled manipulator with you. You know, Magician and the Five of Swords, a very, very skilled manipulator Very skilled. They only have to bat their eyelashes or quiver the lip or whatever it is, and they understand that you like to mother them, the Empress energy. So they become this child again. That's why they're showing as children and not men or women. They're showing as kids because they know that you love them, but you're getting tired of it. That's the thing. But they'll ramp it up even more. They'll sit with you and they'll be like, why this? What, you're hurting me so badly. But they're only doing it because they either want the money or they want the safety of what you provide or they want your help, you know. For some of you guys, it will be a money thing. If you've got a younger lover and you're taking care of them or anything, it's the money. It's the lifestyle. It's what you can give to them. It's all of those things. There might be a child involved somewhere along the line, but even so, I wouldn't put it past whoever this person is, Aries, to be a bit of a manipulative git. And they know how to do it. That's why you're ramping up all of that love and nurturing and care to this person. This was not upright, it was reversed. This to me is you cannot see the woods for the trees. 2 of Wands in the reverse. That's what it's saying to me. You don't see anything. You're in, you're stagnant. You're in stasis here. You know, you continue, even though you know what this is, even though you know that trying to progress this relationship, Aries, and around that energy, you know that you can see clearly that this is just going to be a never-ending thing with this person. It's going to go around in circles because you are a victim, 8 of Swords energy, to your desire for them. Because this is the victim card of the 8 of Swords, powerless. Powerless is the 8 of Swords. So you're a victim to your desire for this person. You know that, but you can't help it. And that's what they play on. So they start quivering the lip, mummy, you know, it's all that type of bullshit. That's why you're ramping up the nurturing even more. You're thinking, if I just show them more love and more love and more love, then they'll become what I want. But they probably won't. They probably won't, if I'm being completely honest here on this reading. So you need to revise that 7 of Cups again, and you need to look at it, 7 of Cups reversed, you need to look at it a lot more deeper, because this person, it feels like, I'm not being horrible, but you know me, I'm quite honest on the readings, it looks like they're taking you for a bit of a ride here. That's how it looks to me, and they know exactly what buttons to press to get you to start ramping up the nurturing of the Empress. In other words, the Empress is also a caretaker. She will take care of anyone with food, with money, whatever it is. She's very kind. And this is what this person sees in you. If I were you, I would probably, you know, because you're both, aren't you? Look, can you see the bookend? I've just noticed you're the Emperor and the Empress, bookending all of these energies here. You know, the kind King of Cups. Somebody who is loving and kind and jovial and happy. Somebody who wants to take care. Somebody who wants to protect the young. All the rest of it. But it's an ongoing thing with the wheel, you know. It's bullshit. And I think this person knows it. I think that they're being highly manipulative in a very, very, very skilled, artful and gentle way. And you need to look at that 7 of Cups. If it resonates with you, you need to look at that 7 of Cups reversed again. Because you know what you are to this person here. So why are you allowing something to continue? I think the universe is saying to you, start thinking about why you're allowing certain things to continue with someone who probably is taking a bit of advantage. All right, you're worth a lot more than that. I think you're worth a lot more than that. Let's have a quick look at what the advice is from the universe for the month, for the next few weeks. What is the advice, universe, for Aries? What is the advice on this reading for Aries, please? The advice is enlightenment. Pursue spiritual growth. So you need to really tap in. The enlightenment came with that 7 of Cups in the reverse. And you tapped into it because you tapped into what's triggering you. The fact that you are a slave, 8 of Swords energy, to your desires. Because the 8 of Swords, we've mentioned the word, you know, a victim. We've mentioned the word, I can't remember what the other one was. But we've mentioned the word where you're really attached. And the 8 of Swords is a card about attachment, powerlessness and victimhood. So you are definitely, I think, a slave to your desires of the 9 of Cups. An absolute slave to it. You're powerless against the desire. And if you think about this person being the 9 of Cups as well, being somebody who's quite seductive and who smiles at you, because that's what the 9 of Cups person does. It smiles at you. It charms you. So you're a victim to the way that this person presents themselves as well. The smiler, the allurer. But this 9 of Cups in and of itself also becomes the devil if you look at it too. So you've got to be really careful. You know this. So why are we still doing this? Why are we still kind of stumbling around in the dark with that 2 of Wands in the reverse and ramping up the love? just because they've batted their eyelashes or whatever at you. You've got to be really careful with this shit, man, because this person's a bit of a bullshitter. Let's have a look at the Enlightenment card and the advice on that. So the advice for the Enlightenment is pursue spiritual growth. You have come into your own and are in search of something more meaningful. Well, that's what we've got here. You've got unconditional love, Aries, but you can't survive on love alone. It's not how it works, okay? Because you're looking for something more meaningful, you know? And when I say more meaningful, it's not just love. The King of Cups, we can all love. We can all love unconditionally, but things have got to be more. You know, for example, you may love on a deep level someone with the King of Cups unconditionally, but it might become a bit boring when that person expects you to pay for every damn thing and doesn't work. And you're the one going out to work, bringing in the money, and this person's sitting on their ass watching daytime TV, and they say, oh, well, you should allow me to do it because, you know, you're older and I'm younger and I'm pretty, and you should just let me sit on my ass and do nothing because I'm an asset to you. And I think there's something here that you're noticing in this person that you're kind of saying, actually, they're not, you know, they're not treating me in the way that I want them to treat me. I love them so much, but even with unconditional love, if you notice that you're not getting what you, because every relationship, whether you like it or not, Aries, really is a transaction. We can love, but it isn't love that just keeps the relationship. It's everything else. Especially if you're, you know, if you're if you're running low on money every week because you're having to pay for everything with a partner. That's just an example. So you are in search of something to add that adds meaning to your life. Now is the time to meditate, deliberate, self-evaluate, and withdraw voluntarily from the world to seek truth and solitude. Rest and a quiet retreat away from the daily routine will allow you to consider enlightened decisions and go in the direction of your heart. This may also be the time to seek advice and spiritual guidance from a mentor or experienced person. And that would make sense. You do need that. You need somebody who can kind of show you another way. I think you know this, but you're ignoring it with the Two of Wands in the reverse because it makes you feel good that you feel that this person may need you in some way. But at the same time, you completely kind of detest it as well. You don't like it. You don't like it, the fact that you love this person, but they're not giving you something that you feel you need in the relationship. That's the problem. And I think some of you guys really don't like it. And I think that the universe is saying to you, what do you want to be? You know, are you trying to be a martyr? What is it? What's going on here, Aries? It's really trying to make, because it's already shown you the mirror. The Eight of Cups in the reverse is the mirror. Sorry, the Seven of Cups reverse is the mirror. The mirror that truly shows you what's going down. It's no longer a smoke screen or an illusion. It's complete truth. Seven of Cups in the reverse. It's the illusion coming apart, coming away. And the illusion that's coming apart is where you suddenly realise, I am a slave to this person. I am a slave to my desire for them. All right? An absolute, and it's a devil desire. It's an absolute, completely bound, must be a twin flame. It's got to be something. It's stronger than a soulmate. It's much stronger than that. You are really enslaved by them, but they are playing you. Because I think if I look at this reading, Aries, they don't feel as strong as you do about them. Because if they did, they wouldn't be playing you. When you say that's it, they wouldn't play you. They're playing you. Because I know for some reason along the line, it might be money, sex, whatever it is, somewhere along the line they've got it good, I think. And that's what they don't want to lose. So just take a look in that looking glass, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and take note of that Eight of Swords, that you are enslaved by their smile, you're enslaved by the devil, you're enslaved by your own pleasure for them, because pleasure can be the devil, especially when it's not a healthy one. So you've got to really take a look in the looking glass. It's really important. Okay, love you guys loads. If you'd like to order a reading, you can just go onto the website. It's in the link below and also in the end screen. Take care, guys. Bye bye.